to share a speech with you that I give to the juveniles that are in jail. I speak to the juveniles and adults, both male and female. So I do tweak my speech according to who my audience is. This one's for the juveniles. So feel free to share it with whoever you like or any juvenile that you think needs to hear it. I'm the mom of a 17-year-old girl who was recently sentenced to 10 years in an adult prison, followed by 10 years probation. She is the youngest female in the Florida women's prison right now. Yes, I said 17 in an adult prison. Our journey started in August of 2015. She was just 15 years old. What was she thinking? I will always wonder that. Why would she do such a thing? Money? Well, there's no money in prison. Adrenaline rush? It's all fun and games till someone gets caught or shot. Thought she wouldn't get caught? That's always a matter of time. Didn't think about the consequences? It happened so fast, she says. Well, she has plenty of time to think now. Now it got real. I'm going to share with you some poems between me and her when she was first arrested. The struggle. Daughter, this path you have taken, I can't understand. Did I fail as a parent? Why'd you let go of my hand? I search for reasons. The struggle is real. Sad and confused is how I feel. Did I not try to guide you as best as I could? Now you must find your own path, and only you should. Life is full of struggles and choices, both good and bad, so make good decisions to keep from ending up sad. I love you, and I'll probably never understand what went wrong, but when you're ready to come back, I'll be there like I've been all along. Now this one's from her. The wrong turn. Mommy, while searching for happiness, I took a wrong turn, and now I'm really feeling the burn. Lost and confused is where I ended up. There have been so many times I've felt like giving up. I saw your hand reaching out to save me, but my pride kept whispering, don't be such a baby. Help is for the weak is what I believed. I refused to let anyone see that side of me. So I built my walls up and shut everyone out, including you, Mommy, and for that I'm truly sorry. I thought I had this all figured out until life chewed me up and spit me out. Now I'm stuck without a clue, but one thing I'm surely certain of is you. The road I'm on will need some repair, and when it's time to rebuild, I know you'll be there. Now and forever, we will work together so we can survive the worst of the weather. Through this journey, I've talked with lots of inmates and family members and the effects it has on the family. How incarceration affects your family and you. I can't tell you what it's like to be in your shoes, but I can certainly tell you what it's like to lose a child to incarceration. And obviously, the longer the time, the worse it is. We feel like we are also serving time on the outside. Life as we know it is forever changed from one wrong decision, and it can't be taken back. The process is comparable to death. There's denial, anger, sadness, and at some point where we just have to accept it. And then there's isolation, humiliation, and guilt. Denial. She got her sentence 8 months ago, and I still can't soak in 10 years and what it'll be like in 10 years from now. When we were in the courtroom that day when she got her plea, you could have heard a pin drop because everybody in the benches stopped to listen to the judge because they knew she was just a baby. Will her grandmother be alive in 10 years? I hope so, but she's 74 and a lot can happen in 10 years. She may not ever see her granddaughter come out as a free woman. Her pets, most likely her pets will not be here. She probably will not see her pets ever again. I've lost my parenting rights. The state owns her. I have zero say-so. Which brings me to anger. How could she do this to us? Wasn't she thinking? How would your family feel? She robbed her family from having her in our life, and she robbed herself from her family and friends. Sadness. I am sad for anyone that doesn't see themselves or their family as better than this. I don't get to see her go through high school, go to prom, go watch her at cheer and competition or football games, teach her to drive a car, or get her driver's license. None of that. A whole decade is wiped away. All her teen years are gone. Your life and your family are more important than that. Do not let this happen to your family. Isolation. Lots of people do not know what to say to you about this. Sometimes they just avoid the subject, or they just associate me as a prison mom. Humiliation. We suffer humiliation from public stigmatism and media bashing. I cannot tell you how many times I've heard or read, "Where's the parents? Jail them too. Charge them." I tried the best I could with her. So sometimes kids at 15 years old will ultimately do what they seek out to do. Guilt. As a mom, I'll always wonder what I didn't do right. Maybe I did fail as a parent. If only I had not gone to bed that night, but I had to go to work the next day. And who knew she was planning such a thing? How this affects a teen that is incarcerated. In prison, you no longer get to be a teen. You have to grow up really quick. There's no driving a car, getting a driver's license, dating, school dances, no prom, no graduation, no school football games, no cheerleading, no sports, no hanging out with your friends. Prison for teens in the adult prison is set up like boot camp. Clothes, we all like our clothes. She wears a blue uniform every day for the next 10 years. Hair, girls, we all love to do our hair. There's no blow dryers, no flat irons, no hair extensions. There's no need to worry about your hair in prison. Friends, girlfriends, boyfriends, they all kind of move on. No one keeps 10 toes down for too long, and can you blame them? They were abandoned for prison. There's no Facebook, no Instagram, no YouTube, no Kik, no Snapchat, no cell phones, and we all like our cell phones. Teens should be out having fun and going to school. Then there's probation and probation fees and or restitution. It will be hard to find a job as a convicted felon. It's hard to find a place to live, and you can't vote ever. Since it's hard to find a job, those probation fees and restitution become very difficult, which then leads to VOP. It is hard to crawl out of the web. So they ended up robbing their own self. You are more important than that, so don't let this happen to you. Crimes, robbing someone. Well, some kids think, what's the big deal? I'm not going to hurt them for real. I'll just try to scare them. Well, if it's with a gun, you've really stepped it up. It can even fire accidentally. And in Florida, it's 10, 20, life. You, your partner in crime, or the victim can get killed. If the victim has a gun and shoots your friend, you're going to jail for murder. Or you can be murdered. And the victim has every right to defend themselves. Fights? What you think is just a fight can accidentally cause brain damage or death. So I see it all the time, is fights that are on Facebook getting videoed. If someone simply hits their head or gets hit in the head in the wrong place, it can kill them. Now that's not what you really wanted to happen. It was just a fight, right? But it happens, and you'd be charged with murder. There's a girl in prison with Taylor that's serving time for driving her boyfriend to a fight. He ended up killing someone. She's serving 8 years for being the driver. Nonviolent crimes, they add up too. Taylor's bunkies are serving time due to too many grand theft autos. So, reoffenders, beware. Yes, juveniles. Crimes have a huge ripple effect on everyone. Drugs, they're not a good deal either. Drugs and crimes don't end well. Years ago, my brother died of heroin. Wasn't a quick death either. He suffered 2 weeks in the hospital. He was just 40 years old. It's an epidemic. It's literally the walking dead. Children are found in the backseat of cars with their parents passed out or dead in the front seat. Recently, a 5-month-old baby starved to death in its crib because the parents OD'd. A Spirit Airlines pilot and his wife were found dead by their young children. A 9-year-old called the police from the car because her dad was passed out and mom was in and out of consciousness. The 9-year-old had to put the car in park and dial 911. Drugs equal prison or death, and that's it. Prison visitation. Prisons are usually far, and it takes a lot of time and gas to get there. Also, if your family member has a record or is on probation, they might not be able to get to see their loved one. It's also an emotional experience. I've seen families crying. It's hard leaving your loved one back in those razor-topped fences. So these are the only type photos I will have for the next 10 years. No prom, no school pictures, no sport pictures, no cheerleading pictures, no family portraits. Our family portraits are this, photos taken in prison. Her message. Day after day, night after night, I get to think about what I did. I can't change it, and I know I hurt my mom, my family, and traumatized the victim. Think of how your family would feel. The victims did not deserve for me to steal their stuff they worked hard for. Imagine the victim as if it were your mom, your dad, your grandparents, your sister, or your brother. There are some women in here that have been here since before I was born. They are here for life. I have also seen death row. There are 4 women on death row. They come out for an hour and they are in cages. They know no other life at this point. I feel like sometimes I'm losing hope in here. I don't eat or sleep much. She lost 15 pounds. Every day I wake up and my heart breaks a little more. I don't know how I let it get this bad without realizing it till it hit me all at once. How am I supposed to do 10 years and carry on like it isn't killing me inside? Knowing my mom's heart is broke is what brings me the most pain, and it's not fair I have left her to suffer with all the choices I've made. There's a poem that I wrote when I realized that I wanted to get out and speak and mentor. It's time. I miss you a lot, as you know, and I try not to let the pain show. It's been well over a year, yet I have no fear, 'cause your time will not be in vain, as it will prevent someone else's pain. Because it is time, my dear, to get this message to the youth loud and clear. Every action has a reaction, so keep your thoughts positive and pure. It is best to have a clean conscience, that's for sure. Although one wrong decision can mess your life up, but have faith and never give up. So change those bad thoughts and actions to start reaping good reactions. We don't know when our souls will be sent, so ask for help to do right, so your heart is 100%. So slow down, stop and think. Your life is more important than spending it in prison. Families of the incarcerated are the forgotten victims. The public feels sorry for the victim, and that is understandable, but they forget, nor do they care, that your family of the incarcerated are suffering. They are rather happy about it. This causes the family to be isolated and suffer alone because of the choices you have made. So talk yourself out of a crime however you need to. Pray, call a good friend, call your mom, your dad, anyone in your family. Just go do something else. You are accountable for your choice no matter what circumstances you are in. I try my hardest to give back to the community. I speak at the jails to the males and females of all ages. I also write poems in a magazine that the juveniles in prison also write and draw in to allow creative writing and communication through poems and art. I also mentor the female juveniles in the jail. Sometimes I have answers to questions they have about life, and sometimes I don't. Sometimes we just sit and hang out, and I'm there to let them know I care. All I know is that most importantly is that I'm there to listen, not judgmentally, and with an open heart and mind. My daughter is already in prison. I'm speaking to you because I'm a mom who cares. If I can stop one youth from making the mistake of a lifetime, I've made a difference. We all got to do better. Every child matters, every voice matters. Make each one count. Thank you for listening.